Not too long ago, I said that Marvel really needs to bring back their A-game if they want me to get excited for Infinity War. So in other words, I'm going to see it on opening day.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. Wakanda forever! The revolution will not be televised. Let's have some fun. The revolution will be live.
Hey there guys, how are you? It's me, the Canadian Movie Buff, with a review of Black Panther. Picking up shortly after the events of Captain America's Civil War, Black Panther is all about T'Challa becoming the king of the African nation of Wakanda while being the superhero known as, you guessed it, Black Panther. This place has technology that's far more advanced than anywhere in the world thanks to their private supply of vibranium. However, excommunicated Eric Killmonger has returned, ready to take the throne for himself. He plans to reclaim what he believes is rightfully his and to use Wakanda's resources to put themselves on top. There are some movies that you know are going to be good based on who's directing it, who's writing it, and who's starring in it. We have Ryan Coogler behind the camera and writing the script, and an all-star cast of Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Guerrera, Forrest Whitaker, Daniel Kaluuya, Andy Serkis, and Martin Freeman. So, in other words, I should have seen this movie at least twice by now. First thing I want to say is that Marvel has really stepped up their villain game over the past couple years. Ever since Zemo in Civil War, we've gotten villains that were well-written characters that were made to impress. Before Phase 3, each villain seemed to be a dime a dozen flavor-of-the-week cutouts with shallow motivations and 2D personalities. Michael B. Jordan and Andy Serkis make for some of the movie's best moments, and proudly join the gallery of the franchise's best villains. The way they build Wakanda is pretty damn well impressive. You know this isolated country is totally fictional, yet it feels so real. They make it as authentically as possible, whether it's the politics or the economics. You feel as if this is a legit place. Honestly, can't remember the last time a superhero movie made me feel that way. I also really liked how well written the characters were. You had T'Challa, who's inheriting the throne much sooner than he thought he would. He figured he'd have a few more years, maybe even a decade, before his time would come. But now, on top of defending the nation's borders, he has to take on the responsibilities of being a king. And with that, he has to ask himself, does he want to be more like his ancestors, or to break the mold and open up to the world? It's a struggle that follows him throughout the entire movie and helps develop his character. Plus, with becoming the new king, that means going through all the traditions and ceremonies, including ritual combat. I will admit, having a leader literally fight for his position isn't a bad way to settle things. I wonder what would happen if that was brought to Western society. There is a heavy amount of drama, but what I liked was that they didn't try to undercut it with humor like they did in Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor. They let the drama progress naturally and let the story carry the movie forward. Now, the action sequences are a highlight in the MCU's history, but this movie takes the cake. Ryan Coogler takes that brutality that you saw in Creed and applies it here. We see people get thrown around, slashed, stabbed. It doesn't really leave much to the imagination, and it feels really just brutal. Nice to see that there's an MCU movie that has its own distinct style without resorting to being R-rated. Not that I have a problem with R-rated Marvel movies, it's just that a lot of Marvel movies that have their own style tend to be R-rated. Now, Killmonger has been described as one of the franchise's best villains ever. And while I don't necessarily disagree with that statement, he's absent for half the movie. After the first hour, he really delivers. But before that, the focus is really on Claw. Speaking of which, somebody should have told Andy Serkis that this wasn't a cartoon. I get that the character he's playing is meant to be a little bit off his rocker, but when you play crazy, go Heath Ledger, not Jared Leto. Let's talk about the jungle fight scene. It looks cool in the trailer, but in the movie, it's just a bunch of close-ups and shaky cam. That type of camera work is bad in any kind of lighting, but especially in the dark. When all you see is just a bunch of quick movements and gunshots, it just gives you a headache. Also, spoiler alert, They bring back a dead meme. Remember the "What are those?" thing from 2015? Yep, they bring it back. Is this what the franchise is going to become now? We start incorporating dead memes into the movies? If so, then don't be surprised if we see Uganda Knuckles in the Infinity War sequel. You know, that meme was killed off pretty quick, so let's say Captain Marvel. After 2017 that could have gone much better for the MCU, they start off this year with a superhero movie that has heart, style, and spectacle. Of course, its overwhelming box office success should come as no surprise. Considering that each Valentine's Day weekend since 2015 has had an action movie, it was only a matter of time that Marvel fit in one of their movies into that time slot. Here's hoping they deliver with the next two movies. Because of everything this movie has going for it, the amount of fun I had, and because I haven't given one of these to an MCU film in a while, I can say without a doubt in my mind that Black Panther is a total incrediblast. I just realized that the last superhero movie I gave a rating to was Logan, and that movie got snubbed for Best Picture. Alright, that's my review of Black Panther. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Has this movie got you more excited for Infinity War? Leave your answer by commenting down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're new. And as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. See ya!